256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
All right, with that, we do say welcome into another brand new live edition of Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Happy Friday morning, everyone. Welcome in. And it's going to be a good Friday here of Talking Ball. If you want to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas play next Tuesday for their home opener, well, it's a good thing you're listening today because we're going to give you chances to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas play at the home opener at Toyota Field. Beautiful day, and I mean it was a beautiful day yesterday to be out there at Toyota Field. Got a chance to meet several of the players, got a chance to hang out down there on the field a little bit, take it all in, and let me tell you what, fantastic time. A group of fantastic individuals, and if you're looking for that big league connection to guys that may have big league connections, big league ties, there are two of them on the Rocket City Trash Panda roster. Now, if you are wanting to watch Rocket City Trash Panda baseball, all you have to do is drive down to Birmingham tonight. The guys open the season against the Barons tonight in Birmingham, and then they will be in the Rocket City. They will be at Toyota Field on Tuesday to take on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos.
Blue Wahoos, nice.
Yeah, they have – Pensacola has a beautiful ballpark. Toyota Field is good. Toyota Field is phenomenal, but Pensacola's ballpark is it's beautiful as well. But did learn yesterday, obviously, Torrey Hunter Jr. is back with the Trash Pandas.
Yep. And
we all know his father, Torrey Hunter, longtime Major League veteran. No secret there. But I had a chance to go one-on-one yesterday, and it did not sink in on me until about 30 minutes ago that this other guy has lineage to the Major League Baseball, and that is Preston Palmeiro.
Oh, yeah. Preston Palmeiro, Rafael Palmeiro's son.
Well, he said Palmeiro.
Palmeiro.
Yeah. And so I was like, it didn't even dawn on me. And we talk. And I get back to the station, and I this morning, and I look at his. I'm like, that's him.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh darn, that looks a lot like his. I go, that guy looks very, very familiar.
Yeah.
I Google his dad, Rafael.
Yeah.
And boom, there it is. Has a son that played at NC State and is in the Angels organization.
Yeah, he did. He played for the Wolfpack and Elliott Avent.
Yep. And so, Rafael Palmeiro's son.
So all of a sudden it's been changed, like the way you pronounce it after I don't know how many years.
He was trying. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want, because when the Trash Panda media people introduced us and said, hey, here's our first.
Yeah.
They would slip in, hey, remember this is Torrey Hunter Jr., his father. Nothing was ever said that this was Raphael's son.
Well,
so I mean, maybe he's like trying to carve out his own identity,
his own niche, because his father juiced. Let's just be blunt.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't take away the fact that he was a great player now.
Right.
I mean,
I know.
And probably still a Hall of Fame player. But the problem is he got caught red-handed, and then he lied about it. If you come clean, you could probably end up being David Ortiz. And Ortiz got caught one time. That doesn't take away the fact he was the best clutch hitter of his generation, and he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's going to be the debate for years because Major League Baseball turned their back on it.
You can't lie. I mean, Major League Baseball's at fault too, because they, in the late 80s and through the 90s, they just turned their head to it. And
Mark McGwire came clean. Yeah. Now he's a hitting coach. Came back into the majors.
He's back in the. Now I don't think he'll ever be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But he's in Major League Baseball. Now, if he had just come clean right away, because he denied it for many years. If he had just said, I did it. It was prevalent in the sport at that time, I think he would have been much better off. But a lot of those guys, and we all know who misremembered. and he's not in the Hall of Fame either and should be. But, he lied. And so a lot of those guys that didn't tell the truth, and you may be right. Maybe I don't know if I'll ever be able to pronounce it that other way, but his son, Rafael Palmeiro's son, may be trying to make his own path, and then they just don't talk about it.
Yep. So anyway,
I mean, I've seen specials like on Mississippi State baseball. I'm not saying he's not close to his father. I think he is.
Oh yeah, he is.
I just don't. It's something they probably just don't talk about.
And Torrey Hunter Jr. doesn't talk a lot about his dad. I mean,
right.
If you ask him, he'll talk about him and stuff. But these guys are trying to create. They're trying to
their own
opportunity.
Their
own. Yes, they don't want to live on their father's accomplishments. And Rafael had a lot of accomplishments. He did. I mean, he
3,000 hits, 500 bombs. I mean, you're talking about a guy that played a long, long time. I want to say he was a 300 career hitter as well. Texas Ranger, a Cub very early in his career. Baltimore Oriole, Texas Ranger, a guy that was a great, great hitter.
All right, so coming up here later in the show, we're going to give you two chances, actually, to pick up 2 pairs of tickets to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas in their home opener on Tuesday, April 12th against the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. We got a lot of other stuff to get to. We got Masters. Round 1 of the Masters is in the books. Jimbo Fisher back at it again, this time on the Paul Feinbaum show yesterday. Jimbo has been, I don't know, I guess you could say Jimbo Fisher has taken over the role as villain in the SEC because he is just rattling off things that bother him now, and the latest is the transfer portal.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well,
he's probably scared that 3 or 4 of those defensive linemen are going to get into the transfer portal and take the money with them. But who knows? I mean, even if they don't, they'll probably at least have a partial payment, and they can't take the entire NIL deal. But it is what it is. Sometimes some guys get 500 grand in a Hawaiian vacation. Do the math.
Well, Jimbo Fisher this time going so far as to accusing other coaches of tampering in the transfer portal and explains all of this stuff. So we'll hear
guys are getting $400,000 to be Aggies with Hawaiian vacations. Yeah, I said it. $400,000 in Hawaiian vacations. And he's talking about tampering. Shut up, you moron. Win a championship sometime that, actually means something. Not from the ACC. I mean, you won it one time, you had a horseshoe up your ass. Congratulations. You fell on your face from that point forward. And you hadn't done anything at Texas A&M except lose 4 games a year.
We'll hear from Jimbo coming up here a little bit later. But
Idiot.
Round 1 of the Masters is in the books. And I tell you what, I know there's a lot of guys above him on the leaderboard. He is not leading the tournament, but boy, oh boy, let me tell you what, Tiger Woods is 71, 1 under yesterday. Almost feels like he is leading the Masters.
Well, I mean, it was unbelievable that he went 1 under in his first round. I mean, I've told you that if he made the cut, and he certainly seems to be well on his way to getting to Saturday, that it would be off the wall, and I think it will be. I mean, certainly, Sung J M. Did I say it right?
Yeah, Sun J M.
Yeah. I was working on that on the drive last night, but he is your leader, I believe. What Dustin Johnson? I will say this though, Dustin Johnson had not finished last night when I left. I think he was through 16 holes, and he was a shot back at the time. He was 4 under. Sung J M had finished 5 under. But Cameron Smith nearly was 8 under, but he had a double bogey on the first hole and a double bogey on the 18th hole, and so he's 4 under as well. But the Australian, but again, I think it's a very interesting leaderboard. Former Masters champion Danny Willett is on the board too. He's a guy that went to Jacksonville State. And he's once again in contention. So, it's as always, it's going to be must-see TV, but even more so with Tiger Woods on the leaderboard.
All right, there's guys that are already on the course right now.
Right.
Tee time started at 7 o'clock this morning. Here, by the way, is your official Masters weather forecast for today. The Masters puts this out every day. They hand this out every day there at Augusta. This is your official Masters forecast. This is what they They give the guys, when they come into the clubhouse every day, they give the caddies every day. This is the official forecast for the Masters. They have told everybody that the temperatures are going to be in the upper 40s. The main weather story today at Augusta is going to be the wind. The morning hours.
There's a chance for it to be just howling.
The morning hours are going to feature a west to southwest wind increasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour, continuing to strengthen into the afternoon and becoming sustained at 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour at times. The strongest winds are expected between, now this is Masters time, so it would be between 2 and 5 our time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, skies are going to be partly cloudy, temperatures warming into the upper 60s. Saturday's going to be a chilly day, starting near the 40s, struggling to warm into the upper 50s. Winds will again be blustery and gusting 22 to 28 miles per hour at the time on Saturday. Saturday afternoon, there is a chance for a rain shower. But today at 8 o'clock, the winds are expected to be 6 to 12 miles an hour. At 10 o'clock, they're 10 to 15. At noon, 20 to 25 miles per hour. At 2 o'clock, 25 to 30 miles per hour. That goes all the way into 4 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, 25 miles per hour. So winds
howling
are going to be whipping through Augusta National today. How will that affect all the golfers? You know what? It's going to affect their mental strength, too.
Oh, and
their mental
that's a great
strength is
segue
going to
there.
be tested
Yeah,
today.
No doubt.
And Charlie Plott's going to be in here in just a few minutes.
He sure will.
To help us explain that part of Plott Performance. Mm-hmm. And if you need help on that mental side, Charlie's going to let you know how you can help. Because I know there's a lot of golfers out there that are on the golf course.
Hey, maybe Danny will put him on a private plane and fly him out there after the show, you know?
There's some guys that after today are going to need that.
Yeah.
Because, look, today's the cut day. Today is the day that you're going to have to
and I guess we'll know about in the middle of the afternoon, around lunchtime, what the cut line's probably going to be.
I think so. Tiger Woods, by the way, since he teed off yesterday early, Woods is going to tee off
at about 1:40, right? Or is that 12:40 our time?
He is going to tee off at 12:41
our time. Yeah,
there
you go.
It's the third to last tee time of the day. So I said 12:41. Keep in mind that is when the wind is going to be near its worst at 20 to 25 miles per hour. So maybe the golfers that are golfing in the morning, such as the ones that are golfing right now, are going to have a little bit of an advantage because they are not going to see as much wind. I can tell you that Sandy Lyle probably will not make the cut at Augusta National. Sandy Lyle is 10 over.
Yeah.
And he's even for the day, but he shot an 82 yesterday. Did Sandy Lyle. So I doubt Sandy Lyle will make the cut. Really, there's not a lot of guys. Well, Glover and Champ are there at even. They're the next ones to go off. Stuart Sink yesterday shot a 4 over. Stuart Sink will see an afternoon tee time as well. Bryson DeChambeau shot a 4 over yesterday. So
Jordan Spieth 2 over.
Yeah. So there's a Stuart Sink, shot a 4 over. He will tee off at 11:13 this morning.
Justin Thomas as well, 4 over. Got to pick it up.
Yeah. Well, we said yesterday,
putting.
The one thing at Augusta National that does Justin in is putting.
Yeah.
And if you're not putting well at Augusta, it doesn't matter what you do from tee to green. You have to be able to putt well at Augusta. That is really what saved Tiger Woods yesterday, was his putting. Tiger had 3 or 4 long par putts that he was able to drain yesterday that kept him at 1 under. Tiger Woods goes an inch left or an inch right. He's looking at a plus score yesterday, not a minus score. So, all right, with the wind's going to howl at Augusta, Charlie Plott's going to blow in here next. We'll talk Masters when we return.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
If you're an RVer or looking for a strategy to have $1 million lakefront lifestyle on Smith Lake, listen up for this April 9th opportunity. A beautiful private peninsula of Smith Lake has been designated for oversized RV lots. Otherwise, this same property would be home to lakefront mansions. Here are some details. You can own a direct on the lake and dockable RV lot that is wide, private on prime lake frontage for just $99.9. Listen to this. It includes central water, sewer, a pad, dock rights, a clubhouse with swimming pool, showers, washers, and dryers for just $99.9. Just add your RV and boat and live like a millionaire. Now the bad news. We only have 9 parcels. That's it, and they will go fast. Don't hesitate to make the call or you could miss this rare opportunity. One day only, Saturday, April 9th. Learn more. Take a video tour at 877bigview.com. Then call 877-BIG-VIEW to confirm your early appointment on Saturday, April 9th. Call or click 877bigview.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Outdoor season is coming. Can't wait.
Here at Brooks & Collier, neither can we. Outdoor season is also grilling season.
And we have plenty of grills and smokers in stock from Traeger, Blaze, and Big Green Egg.
There's the greenhouse, new indoor items and home furnishings as well.
Whatever it takes. Browse over 2 acres of furnishings. Can't wait.
How about you? North Alabama's indoor and outdoor living headquarters for over 75 years.
813 Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives. Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Just got a wreck in Athens, 31 northbound near Elm. That one may have a minor injury involved. And we got a gas crew working northbound on Madison between Williams and Gates. They're going to have traffic down to 1 lane while they work in that area. No hose, no mask. You can ask Dr. Sandman, that's Dr. Sandlin, for the medically proven benefits of the Somnodent for sleep apnea and for snoring. Dr. Sandlin, 350-CARE. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
When we say local, we mean local, not Birmingham.
Loser.
We are the only sports talk station in Huntsville. It's all right here. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You've got a magical glow.
This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to Talking Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
And welcome back. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. The 86th edition of the Masters teed off yesterday. in Augusta. Round 2 is already underway, and today is the day that you're going to have to make your way up that leaderboard if you want to go, because today is the cut day, and we'll know a little bit later on as the golfers hit that course where that line is going to be. And they're going to have to face the wind, the breeze, and everything that goes on at Augusta National. But the big story going into round 2, and he said after round 1, his recovery today is going to be lots of ice. Lots and lots of ice. And that is Tiger Woods shooting a 1 under 71 yesterday at Augusta National. What does he have in store for day 2? What do the rest of the golfers have in store for day 2? It is a beautiful time of year. I don't think they're going to be loving Augusta National too much if the winds come through like they say they're going to come through today.
Yeah, I mean, the wind could be a huge factor today. As you were pointing out before we went on our first break, the wind gusts could reach 25, 30 miles per hour. It could wreak havoc with the conditions. It could be something that we really haven't seen in Augusta in a while. We've seen it rain, we've seen it moisten the greens, but winds like this could really play, just a huge, I guess we were talking kind of about what the cut line might be, and it could be, that could be a huge factor in what the cut line ends up being. And again, the mental toughness of some of these golfers, like what Tiger did yesterday for the first time in 17 months, could really come into play because of the weather kind of wreaking havoc and the wind. And who better than to help us with that and to analyze what we saw yesterday in the first round of the Masters is our golf analyst, and of course he's with Plot Performance. And that's Charlie Plott, who's now live in studio. Charlie, it's great to see you, my friend. You're with Drew and Scott this morning in studio, but as you were telling us off the air before we came back, Tiger Woods is in a class by himself in many ways.
Man, I just have so much respect for a guy who never had to pick up a golf club and hit a ball in a tournament again, just bust his butt to get back out there and play. And my suspicion is there's a message being sent to his kids of, this is what it's going to take in life, and you don't know what it's going to do. He seems to be on a mission.
Yeah.
The hardest thing when you don't play competitive golf is to score. And my goodness, he got every ounce of it yesterday. He's making putts. He's in ugly places.
Yeah.
He hit a ball, I think it was on 15, that hit a tree and went left, and I'm like, the fans never get up close and personal in that area of the golf course. You walk through that area kind of watching what's going on. Nobody hits a ball over there. And it was remarkable. And I think from what I saw yesterday, he might make it 72 holes. I don't think he would tee off and try it if he didn't think he could finish. Right. But everybody, Fred Couples early in the week played a practice round and said golf is not going to be his problem. It'll be whether he can walk the golf course for 4 days.
Yeah. I told my wife yesterday, and we were talking about Tiger Woods, and I said, you know what, I think he has come 180. And she said, well, what do you mean? And I said, well, when Tiger was in his prime, everybody loved him. Everybody loved watching Tiger. He was must-see TV. And then his personal life got in the way, and everybody was split. They were like, I don't like Tiger anymore. I like Tiger. It's like, I want to like him, but he's not a nice guy off the golf course. Tiger Woods has this car accident. He rehabs. He comes back. Now everybody loves him again. Everybody wants to see him succeed again. It's like we forget everybody. It's like this is the Tiger now that everybody wants to love because we see him as a family man. We see him with his kids. We see him with Charlie. He rehabbed. He came a long way, and now we want to see him succeed again.
Well, and his messaging has really changed. It is humble. It is grateful. It's all the things that you would want.
We've seen 3 different sides
of
him.
Absolutely.
This is the one now everybody wants to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you all are spot on with the wind. It is going to challenge the dickens out of them.
I can't remember a time where it was the wind gusts were like this. Of course, unless you had a storm blow through. But, I mean, that's pretty amazing, Charlie, that they may have to play through wind like this. I mean, now I guess in the past in British Opens we've seen it, but not here in Augusta.
No, we see spells of it. You'll get a morning, you'll get an afternoon, you don't get a day. The thing that you have to consider is the speed of the greens, because if the greens get like they normally are, very, very fast, the ball will roll. It will be blown on the greens. You don't quite get it as bad here as you would in the British Open where everything's more exposed.
Right.
But they may have to slow the greens down today, and I'm sure the greenskeepers, this was one of their major thoughts of just what speed can we have it and the balls stay where they're supposed to be. If you get in some of those places, 9 green is one of them, very, very exposed. You could spot your ball and go back and place it, and then it roll away. And play can be suspended due to that. If the wind speeds get so significant that the certain greens will not let a ball remain spotted, then you may see it shut down for a while.
Is there certain holes at Augusta that the wind is going to affect more than others today?
It is so hilly that you can get down in some of the valleys, like 12. You have the wind blowing on your shot on 12, and on 13 and 16, they're down low, and you probably get swirling winds, but you get on 1 and 9 and 14, 15. You start coming back up the hills, 17, 18. As you get closer to the top of the hill, you're going to get more direct wind on the balls. 4 is a par 3 it could really affect. 6 is another par 3 it can really affect. Yes, I mean, it is just flat out going to do something. And then you start looking at people who can flight their golf ball down. You get Scotty Scheffler played college golf at Texas. And you get this, Drew, this blow dryer type of just steady, hard wind. He is hot. He's
number one in the world.
Number one in the world in the last couple of 3 weeks. And he's hot, and I have a feeling he's not going to be as bothered by the wind. Tiger really flights his ball well. A lot of these Australians, you don't get credit for the wind and the conditions down there. They tend to adapt well to this. Cameron Smith starting with a double and ending with a double. I don't know how I'd feel about my day. That 16 holes in between that he was 8 under par on, that's a lot of birdies.
Well, putting is what you have to have at Augusta. You can be awesome from tee to green, but if you can't putt, you're not going to find yourself hanging around. Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Thomas yesterday, both struggle, both go 4 over. Tiger's round easily could have been 3 or 4 over, but he hit those long par putts to keep him at 1 under. But you look at the leaders, they all putted well yesterday.
So we have it up on a projector in my office at work, and I've got a person in my room with me that I work with, and he's watching, and they're showing just one group after another. And he looks at me and he goes, "These guys are awful." And I'm like, this is what everybody doesn't typically see. You see the leaders, you see the guys who are on and they're missing greens and missing putts, and it is difficult, and the wind will not only just affect whether or not they can keep playing if the balls are moving on the green due to the wind, but you also have the fact that putting is very delicate at Augusta, and you're sitting there being buffeted by the wind. It wreaks havoc. It absolutely does. I was looking, if you made the cut right now, I think it's somewhere around 3 over. I can't imagine it's going to be anywhere near that. It's got to be 5, 6, 7.
Well, hopefully that means Justin Thomas can pick it up today and make the cut. And of course, my guy Louis Oosthuizen, I always follow him.
Louis.
He's 4 over, and then your guy Xander Schauffele is 2 over.
Yeah,
so he needs to pick it up.
He needs to pick it up, and it could be a day where you just manage to shoot par and you go racing up the leaderboard.
Right.
Somebody up near the top is going to have a horrendous day, and somebody's going to have a good day. And meaning a good day, if the wind does what it says it's going to do, a good day could be 2 or 3 under par, and you see radical shifts in the environment. It is going to test patience, and you just can't get worked up. Something bad is going to happen to everybody, and you just got to sit back and take it.
I was educating Wes Neighbors about because he loves the Masters like everyone, but he did not know the story of Danny Willett, and I was telling him about him that he actually played at Jacksonville State, and he's familiar with the state of Alabama, and of course the 2016 Masters champion. I know you know him well. He had a pretty good first day, but if you're mentoring someone like a Danny Willett or someone that's going to go through this wind and these conditions today, what is your advice to said player?
Well, first of all, is mental toughness, and at Plot Performance, we define that as getting in character and staying in character. Drew has an on-air personality. It is Drew off the air.
You mentioned stay in character, not in character. The only thing that we have to do with Drew to keep him in character is there's off-air Drew and on-air Drew. They're both the same person. It's just that we have
the language is more colorful.
It's Eddie Murphy raw.
Yeah, exactly.
The air, it's not Eddie Murphy raw on the air.
There's only a couple words you can say here.
Yeah. So you get it.
Push that.
So you have to get in character and stay in character, and Drew has to determine which one of those characters. Is there a microphone in front of me or not? But if I were to be talking to somebody like Danny, he is typically very mentally strong. He is from England. He is familiar with wind. I doubt that's going to freak him out. But you have some guys like Justin Thomas who has a very high ball flight. It becomes a challenge. Schauffele is a little better at flighting his ball down. What happens to a lot of people, you say, well, just hit it lower. Well, you have to change some mechanics to hit it lower. And this ends up creating a domino effect. So really, if I make a swing change to accommodate the wind, do I end up messing up my swing? And I've had numerous clients tell me, man, I love to go play in the British Open, but then it's 3 weeks of hell trying to get my game back because of the adjustments they make in the wind. So I'm looking for the players who tend to be adaptable. Tiger makes flighting the golf ball high and low just part of his game. Other guys, they just kind of have a standard shot that they hit, and then they make adjustments. So you have some guys, what I would call having a wide range of shots they can hit, and they do it all the time. And then you have guys that certain conditions just don't suit them, and I think you're going to see them falling below the cut line today.
There are 17 golfers within 4 shots of our leader, Soonji Im. Does that change at the end of the day? Is it that many guys within strike that close, or is that wind going to keep everybody? Is that wind going to keep everybody bottled up, or are we going to see maybe 7-8 guys kind of start to separate themselves?
I don't think Sun J.M. is somebody who thrives in the wind. I could be surprised. He may really shock me today. Mental toughness isn't his problem. He's a high ball hitter. I think you may end up with more guys within the top. You may have 20 or 25 within real striking distance. Like I said, you could have somebody, and especially if they're sitting somewhere like 3 or 4 under and you shoot another couple under par, I just don't see the number being much lower than it is right now at the end of the day. I don't. It might. Somebody might.
What wins it this year then, do you think? I mean, what's a number to that possibly on Sunday we're looking at?
To me, Scott, I don't know that we'll know until the end of today, just because of how tough the conditions may be. I mean, it could be a year where 4 or 5 under wins the Masters.
Would not surprise me if it were somewhere 4, 5, 6 under. These guys are really, really, really good. and they're going to find ways to stay around par. If you're right now, I think if you're at even par or better, you're in great shape. Okay. And if you can survive today and tomorrow, Sunday's supposed to be gorgeous, and it could be an absolute shootout on Sunday.
Right.
And that may be where you get under par. You may have somebody shoot 64, 65 on Sunday, and all of a sudden 8, 9 under is where the lead is. But the next 2 days are going to be survival, and it may be one of those, Scott, that if you make the cut, you're not dead. You know, if you can play 2 rounds of really good golf, it is exciting. It is. I think, Drew, the thing that makes this so interesting for everybody is it's the same course you see every year. And you just grow in love with it, and you know what's coming. And we watch so many places on tour, and they may play at Hilton Head. They play the same golf course every year. It's not nearly as interesting a place as Augusta National, but so many places slowly change, and you kind of lose track of, okay, where are they at now? You don't have the history, and I can remember growing up and watching Seve play from every fairway other than his own and win the Masters. I mean, it was just comical almost. And then you start looking, like I said yesterday, Tiger hit it in a place on 15. I've never seen anybody play from there. I've watched this for 40 years, and I've never seen anybody play from there. So I think the history, you know that they know, and you know this is coming up. They've got this in front of them. Are they going to go for the green on 15? You know, try doing that in a 25, 30 mile an hour wind. You're standing at the top of a hill, and TV, when they pan out, you realize there's water in front of the green and there's the water on 16 behind the green, and you're hitting to what looks like this countertop in front of us.
Well, I'll say this. If Tiger Woods has another good round and makes the cut and is there for the weekend, with these weather conditions, it may make his legend grow even more if he can do this.
Tiger Woods has never won the Masters shooting 71 or worse.
On the first 2 rounds?
On his first round.
Oh, first
My
round.
bad.
Gotcha.
74. Back in 2005, he shot a 74 and went on to win the Masters. In 2019, Tiger Woods opened up with a 70. If Tiger Woods shoots 70 in his first round, he has won the Masters 1, 2, 3, 4 times. He has won the Masters when he has shot 70 in his opening round. So
he's in the ballpark.
He is in his ballpark. Yeah.
He certainly is. He's an amazing competitor. He is the ultimate guy with mental toughness, because we remember how he won a U.S. Open on one leg. So
the thing about Tiger is the discipline, and I saw somebody doing a story on this on 12, that the pin moves all around on this par 3 from the left to the right, and it kind of gets away from you the further right it goes, and there's water. And they showed how Tiger has played that hole in times that he's won, and it didn't matter where on the green the pin was. He hit it over the bunker in the middle of the green, and that's all he did. And he is someone that if he is committed to a plan and can execute it, he's probably not going to beat himself. He's not going to get suckered into, I got to hit this shot over here. He's going to have tremendous discipline. I don't think people understand that aspect of his game. So I think this starts playing into his favor. I think the hardest thing for him might be going out and shooting 5 or 6 under, and I don't think you're going to have to do that to stay in the hunt.
When you watched him yesterday, how much did you watch Tiger Woods swing, or how much did you watch him walk?
Both. I see changes in the swing. The swing looks really good. I see changes in the swing. I feel like there's a little bit of old man walking when I watch him. But I really watched. He never let his energy level get up. He was very disciplined in the pace that he walked. It was slow. It was not heavy on exertion. It was a wet golf course. If any of you have ever walked a wet golf course, it's like walking in the sand at the beach. You know, you're not moving very fast, but you're worn out. So I was watching both and noticed the discipline and the care when he was walking.
And Charlie, you always have a great way of educating us over guys that we're not maybe as familiar with. And I've been working on trying to pronounce his name right. But our leader, Sung Jae M,
yes.
Educate us a little bit on him.
So he is young,
right?
And he is.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. People will watch him. He has one of the strangest, slowest backswings you'll ever see in your life. And it is a tempo timing thing for him. And when he gets on, the key for him is putting. He putted great yesterday.
Yeah.
Tee to green, he is really solid, highly respected. He can win golf tournaments at a lot of places just on his long game. As long as his putter doesn't kill him, he's in good shape. You've got to be a great putter day in, day out at Augusta. So that's what I watch with him is what's going to happen on the greens.
All right. Other than the wind, other than Tiger, and what else you watching for on day 2?
Cam Smith. I'm envious of anybody who can grow a mullet, given my follicle challenges.
You and Jimbo Fisher.
I tell you, he took his hat off on 18 yesterday, and I just about
liar, pants on fire.
I like Cam Smith. I think that is a really interesting story. He's a shot maker, and that's what these conditions breed. And so I want to see how he holds up. I think he's got a major in his future. I believe he's a major championship winner. Scotty Scheffler. Can he keep it going? I think if he hangs around, if you're hot, there's a lot of self-belief, and this golf course demands it, that you have to hit a very, very specific golf shot. I don't know anywhere else in the world where you watch and the areas where the pins are so tiny and so elevated, and you watch these guys hit a shot in there, and I'm like, dude, that's like landing it in an office from 200 yards away. You know, it's a 10 by 15 area. And so when I watch that, people have to be impressed more and more when you realize what small areas you have to hit. And to stand there and believe you can do that and trust it is really hard. So somebody like Scheffler, who's hot, who's seen a lot of good things happen,
right,
that self-belief comes easier.
Well, some of these stars, like a Jordan Spieth or a Brooks Koepka, is one of these guys in your mind capable of, even with these difficult conditions potentially today, are they capable of making a big run and making the cut? Because right now they're on that. They're in danger zone because Brooks is a 3 over and Spieth is 2 over.
I think they both are in good shape to make the cut. They just can't come out and shoot 76, 77 or something.
Right, can't have a disaster.
You can't have a disaster. I like Brooks more than Spieth in these conditions. I don't think Jordan is on his game. People could say Brooks isn't, but I think putting right now has been part of what's hurting Brooks. He played well in the match play that they had, and so I think that there's evidence that Brooks is close. Talk about mental toughness.
Yeah.
He gets in a major and he's just bulletproof. Not necessarily a likable soul, but if he gets going, he's somebody who could weather the storm literally and get through this. And then he's the type of guy who could shoot lights out if the conditions get good.
All right. Speaking of mental performance, tell everybody about Plot Performance.
Oh man, we are covered up. I've had 4 college runners come to see me in the last 2 weeks. So it isn't just golf.
There you go.
Golfers. I got golfers, baseball players. I've got fishermen. stuff all over the place. You can go to our website, plotperformance.com. You can drop us an email. Had a 52-year-old banker in Tennessee send us something, started working together. He's a golfer and had absolutely about to quit the game, and he is so excited right now because of what we've worked on. Matter of fact, I think we're recording a testimonial from him today.
And then all you got to do is go to plotperformance.com and you can fill out a questionnaire there.
Yes, you can.
Plot Performance can help you on the golf course. People, listen, they can help you.
Yes, that's what this banker did. He took the profile and goes, "This is me. They know what to do with me." And
yes,
and it's remarkable. It's fun to do.
All right, Charlie, thanks for dropping by.
We always love the analysis, and we'll, of course, have you back on Monday to give us your thoughts on who wins this tournament. Are you ready to make a pick?
Well, right now,
it's just too difficult going into today.
No, if I had to pick somebody today, all of my guys are done. I picked one who DQ or stepped out because of injury. I picked Paul Casey.
Yeah,
I would go Scotty Scheffler. I'd hook my horse to that wagon today.
There you go. Well, great stuff, Charlie. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Let's get a break in.
Appreciate it.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Find your rhythm, feed your rhythm at Rhythm on Monroe. Not just a great restaurant and rooftop bar, but the perfect spot to relax and take in a beautiful scenic downtown sunset on the rooftop or patio. Enjoy Chef Becky Vibbert's fresh and delicious fan favorites like braised beef short rib sliders, seasonally inspired fresh salmon dishes, crispy Brussels sprouts, and fresh baked peach walnut cobbler or chocolate chess pie. Open daily at 4 p.m. with brunch from 11 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday on the corner of Clinton and Monroe in the Von Braun Center. Follow Rhythm on Monroe on Facebook.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
At Gibson's Barbecue, they're celebrating 66 years in business. And to show you how much they appreciate you, every Monday and Tuesday through the end of April, they'd like to give you a free slice of pie with the purchase of any meat-topped potato, meat-topped salad, and lunch or dinner plate. A free slice of delicious Gibson's pie. 66 years of serving Huntsville the best breakfast around and best barbecue to ever cross your lips. Come help them celebrate their 66th anniversary at Gibson's Barbecue, 3319 South Parkway, a Huntsville tradition since 1956. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
They are reporting that wreck in Athens 31 and Elm as clear now. Got a utility crew. It's a gas crew working northbound Madison between Williams and Gates. They may have traffic down to 1 lane there throughout the day. Officers, construction workers, and first responders put their lives on the line every time they step on the roadway. Why not make it safer for them? Move over. It's the law. Captain Nick in the 72 and Jeff Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Hi, welcome back to Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Hey, how about this? If you want to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas play on opening night, 256-576-4977. Give us a call. We'll give away a pair of tickets right now to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas play on opening night, home opener night. Tonight's opening night at Birmingham. But if you want to go see the Trash Pandas play April 12th, 7 o'clock against the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, 256-576-4977. Chad will get your name, and we will give you a pair of tickets to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas take on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos on opening night. Mentioned Jimbo Fisher. And
riveting.
Yeah, yesterday, Jimbo Fisher.
And you of all people,
yeah,
Mr. Moral
Okay, we got to get Stephen A. off the air. I had enough of that.
Yeah, your favorite person.
Oh, man. All right, here was Jimbo Fisher talking about the transfer portal yesterday.
No doubt. I mean, I think there is a lot of tampering that goes on within the portal. Because it's funny, when the guy gets in the portal, he already knows where he's going. And there's been a lot of schools been using that portal, extensively. So, they're getting guys like that. So I think that's a big factor that goes on right now. And what's happening, where it's happening, and where you're going. And I think managing your roster. You got people coming in and, you don't know when guys are leaving. We've actually we have one guy this year and one guy last year. We've only had 2 portal guys in 2 years. I'm not saying you won't ever use it in the past. I think each situation is different. We've been recruiting well. But at the same time, you don't ever know of your own guys, who's in, who's out, and managing when, you think you got a position with depth and all of a sudden 2 guys leaving and you're managing that on the back end of it. It's hard. It's new rules and we have to adapt. That's for sure. But there's a lot of unknown that goes into it. And like you say, I do think there's a lot of people who stick their nose involved in it from outside sources in the portal part of it. And that makes it very tough too. So you're constantly managing, not only in recruiting into the next group of guys you have, but you're managing your own roster and making sure that all those things are taken care of. And then, like I say, on a daily basis, there's always a crisis, it seems like, and good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. But that's the rules we live by, so we have to abide by them.
Yeah, got to abide by them, all right. Got to make a phone call to some booster to make sure to put together the right financial plan for some of these defensive linemen that he's put on layaway.
But is he right, though? Is tampering I know you got NIL deals, and those are following recruiting. There's no secret about that.
Okay, here's the deal. Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Tampering going on.
Who cares? Because it's tampering to give a guy that hasn't even taken a damn snap $450,000 and a Hawaiian vacation. Okay,
which is worse.
Oh, it's the $450,000 in the Hawaiian vacation. Okay, I mean, I can't help it if somebody is tampering. That's always happened. You think it's happened before when they didn't have a transfer portal? Guys still transferred. Okay, it still happens. I mean, it happens on the high school level. Why do you think kids transfer all the time? You operate with third parties. Have a good enough program where you win consistently, and it doesn't happen nearly as much. You know, and Jimbo, he's talking about
Alabama wins, and they had how many guys go in the transfer portal?
It's because it happens everywhere. That's what I'm saying. You can't. Guys want to play, man. But if you look at all the guys that left Alabama, they're not starters. They're guys that lost their jobs or didn't win a position. Okay? No matter what you do, if you have 85 dudes and you're very talented, and right now Texas A&M every year is getting more and more talented, and and because they have recruited well, and of course they do offer the best NIL program out there, which is legal for now. Now, when they do regulate it, I just wonder what Jimbo's going to do then. Probably want a meeting, go down to Capitol Hill and bitch and complain and get everything put back to the way it is now. Because to be honest with you, if everything was equal, A&M wouldn't have signed 2 or 3 of these dudes. They would have signed some of them, but they wouldn't have signed all of them. I mean, let's be honest, okay? But again, I just think overall it's going to happen no matter what. So I don't know why people want to complain about tampering and this and that. And again, it's just part of the business. It's the way it works. Worry about building a program that's strong enough to where the only guys you're losing aren't starter caliber guys. But, I mean, A&M lost their starting quarterback. Of course, he only was the starter due to an injury. But at the same time, I think Jimbo Fisher's development when it comes to players is overrated.
All right, congratulations to Josh Piper. He wins a pair of tickets to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Thank you, Josh.
We'll give another pair away in the second hour. When we come back, speaking of the transfer portal, talk Alabama basketball in the transfer portal as well.
Yes, Mark Sears' first radio interview since committing to the University of Alabama yesterday. One of the best transfers on the market out of the portal is going to be joining us next.
Tired of the same old menu options everywhere you go? Then you need to try Metro Diner in Huntsville and Madison. The award-winning Metro Diner serves up signature dishes like their Charleston shrimp and grits, famous fried chicken and waffles with strawberry butter, and lots more. Their entire menu is available anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And stop by for brunch on Saturday or Sunday and enjoy the lowest price mimosas in town. Airport Road, Huntsville, and Highway 72 in Madison. In diner or at home, make it Metro Diner.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Working with a clean slate now. Traffic at a heavy level all across the valley. We're about to get into last-minute dash mode, so you definitely want to be careful. Put some extra room in there so you got somewhere to go if something goes wrong. The 38th Annual Bloomin' Festival Art and Craft Fair is coming up in Coleman the 23rd and 24th with over 160 artists and craftsmen, great food and music, and much more. Captain Nick in the North Parkway Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. An isolated shower certainly can't be ruled out. Don't be canceling any Friday plans over it. Most of us at the end of the day probably going to be dry. It is going to be a cool afternoon across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only climbing into the mid-50s, dropping into the low and mid-30s as we head into the overnight. The folks in the higher elevations of northeast Alabama probably going to have to deal with a little bit of frost. Not much improvement as far as your Saturday is concerned. Saturday is going to be dry under a partly sunny sky. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Major League Baseball, the Atlanta Braves at home taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Atlanta starting Charlie Morton, minus a run and a half, plus 103 on the run line, while the Reds are minus 123, getting a run and a half. On the money line, Cincinnati plus 157, Atlanta minus 170, the over-under run total sitting at 9. NBA, the Atlanta Hawks are on the road tonight taking on the Miami Heat. Atlanta a 2.5-point underdog on the road, plus 124 on the money line. Miami minus 146. The over-under tonight down in South Florida, 228.5. For vsin.com, I'm Tony Desiri, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And welcome back to Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. We are live for another hour here on Talking Ball. We were talking about the transfer portal to end hour number one, but that was the transfer portal in terms of college football. In college basketball, the transfer portal has been very active, and it was active for Alabama over the last 48 hours.
It really was. Really, it's been just a little over a week. I believe it was a week ago Thursday that our next guest went into the transfer portal after putting together 2 amazing seasons in the MAC at Ohio University for the Bobcats. But we were very familiar with him here in North Alabama. He had played in the Huntsville City Classic. He led his team as an 8th grader, helped lead them to the state championship game. In 6A basketball, they upset a really, really good Lee team over at Wallace State Hanceville. I was there for that game. He spent 4 years there and then transferred his senior season to Hargrave Military Academy, leading them to a 37-4 record and a top 4 finish in the Prep National Championships, the Prep School National Championships, before signing with Ohio University. Was an all-MAC selection as a freshman, averaging over 8.5 points per game, and then this year exploding into one of the best guards in college basketball, averaging 19.7 points per game, in 4 assists, and he is now committed to come home and finish his career at the University of Alabama. And it's an honor for us to be the first radio interview for our next guest, who's with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, and that is Mark Sears, who's with us now this morning. Mark, welcome to the show. Good morning. You're with Drew and Scott. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, big, interesting time. And what's it like when you put your name into the portal?
It's like being recruited all over again. So you got to wait 2 days, and then once the 2 business days go by, it's like me in high school getting recruited all over again.
Yeah, and Mark, I know for you, being the great player that you were at Muscle Shoals, you transferred to Hargrave Military Academy to help boost your recruitment and get yourself even more exposure, because I know you felt like you were kind of overlooked even when you were in high school. But now, with all the hard work you've put in, both at Muscle Shoals and then the year you did at Hargrave, and now proving yourself on the Division I level at Ohio, this kind of probably, I know it was a little overwhelming, all the interest you got, because I saw the list of schools, and I know from people that know your family, your parents were just amazed and blown away at the interest that you got. But it had to have been very gratifying for all the grind and the work you put in to finally, I guess, get the interest I know that you really had coveted as a player.
Yes, correct. I mean, it was very hard earned. Just to have all those schools contact me, it was a blessing, and I enjoyed all the processes that I went through in order to get here.
Well, Mark, the journey to this point, it has been long. It has been tough. You get to Ohio first, and, I mean, things got off to an okay start. But really, when things started clicking, you never gave up faith. And that faith in God really helped you deliver there at Ohio. You stayed strong in your faith, and that really kind of got you on track there with the Bobcats.
Right, because when I first got here, I didn't play for the first five games. Those were DNP games. So when I just knew when my opportunity came that I was going to take it away and run with it, and that came. And after that, I can just say it's been up from there.
It really has, no question about it. You've put in 2 great years at Ohio. What was your mindset? I mean, because it's interesting that we get a chance to speak with you because we were just talking about the transfer portal from a football perspective. When you decide to make a move, and of course Ohio recruited you, you were able to flourish there. What was going into your mind though about deciding to move, to try to move on in your mind to, I guess, to a Power 5 university? Why did you decide to go into the transfer portal ultimately?
One reason I wanted to find a guard-oriented offense, and I wanted to find the right fit. And I just felt like I know Alabama is that school because I watched them play. They put where they're finna put five players in the pros in the past 3 years. So that just speaks for itself, and they're all guards.
How tough of a decision was it for you to put your name in the transfer portal? When did you kind of get that feeling that maybe you did want to put your name in the portal? Was it one of those things where once the season ended, you felt that way? Or was it, hey, I'm going to give this time, I'm going to give it a few days, and then I'm going to make that decision? How did that all kind of come to fruition?
Well, I talked to my family, and it was like, I want to say a week later after the season, and I just really prayed about it, talked to my family, and the decision, it was not easy at all. It was because one, I do love Ohio University, but it was I felt like I just want to be on a bigger stage. I felt like I was still overlooked, so that led to my decision to enter in the transfer portal.
Yeah, and I know it was the hardest part, and then we're going to focus on how excited you've got to be coming home. But was the hardest part maybe having the meeting with Jeff Bowles, who, of course, recruited you and helped you flourish there, but telling him that you wanted to potentially, move up to a bigger stage and continue to grow as a player?
Yes, I mean, that was really the hardest part, just having to tell the coach that gave you a scholarship and gave you the key to that program. Just, it was really hard, but it's all love in here.
Well, you mentioned going into the portals, like being officially, or not officially, but being like recruited again right out of high school. So after those 2 days came along, we know Alabama reached out to you, but what other schools reached out to you along that journey?
Well, Texas reached out, Miami, Mississippi State, Georgetown. It was Florida, LSU, Notre Dame, Creighton.
So you had a.
It was like I ended up with like around 30 plus.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, West Virginia and Gonzaga were mentioned as well. So you definitely had options that you could meet with anyone. I know relationships are a big part of recruiting, Mark, and having you play in the state of Alabama for 4 years, and you were even a stalwart as an 8th grader at Muscle Shoals High School, but I know that your relationship with Antoine Petway was a big part of this.
Correct, it was. I seen he pulled in guys like Colin Sexton, Herb Jones, Primo, and Kyra Lewis, and they're all guards. So I wanted to join that next list of great guards.
Well, now that you're headed to Alabama, what's been the conversations with Nate Oates?
Yeah, what was their sales to you?
It's like he's basically saying you really fit our system, and the whole coaching staff really, really like you and want you. And I felt the same way because I really love how they play. I love how they get up and down. I feel like that really fits my game to the T because I love getting down in transition, and I love shooting the pull-up three. So that's really what sold me.
Yeah, and I know in your game, one thing I love about your game is you do a lot of different things well. You're a very good rebounder for a guard. You always were on the high school level. You've done that, and it's translated on the college level. I know you'll be able to help there. And I just think you being a lefty, that it gives you some advantages there. It's a little bit of a different look. And I think you've always a really good free throw shooter, but is maybe the biggest improvement in your game your 3-point shooting? Because I know this year as a sophomore you shot nearly 41% at Ohio University. How much work have you put in the gym to improve your 3-point shot?
Right. So all summer from like May 10th to like August 23rd. I made 15,000 threes.
Wow. It's some work.
So I really feel like that because shooting the ball is just confidence. Once you see the ball go through the rim, it builds confidence. So I feel like a lot of reps, that really helped me elevate my 3-point shooting.
Mm-hmm. Well, you walk into an Alabama team, Mark, that's going to be a little bit different than it was last year. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces, including yourself. Does that make it a little easier to come into?
Yeah, yes, sir, it did. It's a lot of great talent on that roster. But my overall goal is to play in the Final Four. So that's the reason why I wanted to come, because I feel like I know we can do that here.
Well, and you're certainly going to be a part. I mean, even as a transfer now, you were very familiar with the 5-man recruiting class they put together. It's a top 3 group, but also now you kind of put your other hat on because I'm assuming you're still slated to visit for A-Day, visit Alabama. That Jalen Bridges is going to visit that same weekend. A wing player from West Virginia. Now, do you put your own recruiting hat on to try to help add pieces to this roster? Because I know there's still a spot or two open.
Yes, sir. We want to. I'm going to continue to do that. I want to. Hopefully, we want him to come down and commit. So yeah, I'm turning into a recruiter.
No question. And have you been in much contact with some of the other guys, the signees like the Jaden Bradleys and the Brandon Millers? I know that a lot of times Coach Oates likes to build relationships within the squad, and you guys start becoming familiar with each other. You haven't played with those guys, but have you talked with any of the signees yet?
Yes, sir, I have. I talked to Brandon Miller, Jaden Bradley. I talked to those 2 younger guys so far. But, yeah, I really like those guys. They're going to be special.
Mm-hmm. There's no doubt, and I think everyone's excited about you coming back home. And how big a factor was that as well? I mean, certainly you wanted to find the best fit in school for you, and you wanted to find a guard-oriented system. But how perfect was it to be able to come back home and play in front of your family? And now they only have potentially an hour and a half, 2-hour drive to see you.
Yeah, like that was the icing on the cake. I mean, having my family, having your family, friends, all behind you, being able to come and support you. I mean, that's an unbelievable. That can be an unbelievable experience.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we are looking forward to you coming back home, no doubt about it. I mean, it's an amazing one. And I've got to ask you too, because as we said to start the interview, it's about a little over a week that you went into the portal. What was the motivation to commit so soon? I know you had some visits set up. You visited with some other teams, like they came to see you, they spoke with you. Once you went into the portal, that's the way the process works. But what was the decision like? Why did you decide to commit within a week and go ahead and get this rolling?
So when I first went in the portal, I kind of made a list.
Yeah.
Now I made a list of schools and that I really liked. So I feel like a week later, I knew where I wanted to go, and it's just best not to hold it in and wait. So that I felt like I just had to get it out the way.
And then from for the listeners, your skill set. What has Alabama told you about your role, and what do you think you bring to this team that's going to be something that maybe potentially they were missing this year? Because they had a good season, but they fell a little short in March, and at the end of the year they didn't end the way they wanted to. But what are you bringing to this team to help Alabama, as you said, potentially make that first Final Four run?
First, I'm a winner. Everywhere I've been, I've proved that I'm a winner. Second, I'm a play hard. I'm a bring toughness, and I'm gonna bring leadership. I'm a great teammate. Really, just leading by example and picking up and encouraging my players.
Mm-hmm. And my final question for you, because I wasn't sure about this, and I wrote yesterday that it was 2 years, but do you have 2 or 3 years of eligibility? Because the COVID year throws me still.
Yeah, so technically I have 3 years of eligibility to go.
Oh, wow. So potentially could be up to 3 years, and I know your ultimate goal is to reach the NBA. Well, again, we've been honored to watch you at Muscle Shoals, and then, of course, you did a great job in your year at Hargrave, and we've been monitoring you at Ohio University. And when you went into the portal, everybody's antenna went up because we knew there was a chance that you could come back home and play. But we appreciate it for you giving us the opportunity to have you on our airwaves and do your first real radio interview since you made your decision. We can't wait to see you. And I guess when will you be, reporting to campus and workouts for Alabama?
Around like late May.
So late May, Mark Sears will be on the floor with an Alabama practice gear on. We can't wait for that as well. Well, man, congratulations. There's nothing like coming home, being able to play on the highest level of college basketball. Continued success. You've been a great player on the high school and college level thus far. But congratulations on your decision, Mark, and we really appreciate you joining Talkin' Ball this morning for a few minutes.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Mark Sears is with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977. If you want to get in on the show this morning, feel free to do so. A couple minutes here before we get to that next break. I'll tell you what, let's give away another pair of tickets to the Rocket City Trash Pandas, 256-576-4977. If you want to go see the Pandas play on opening day, the home opener, April 12th, next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 256-576-4977. We will give you a pair of tickets to go see the Rocket City Trash Pandas take on the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. All right, so here is the deal. Right now, if you head to wzzn.halfoffdeal.com, you can get $50 worth of food for $25 to Gibson's Barbecue. Now, here is the deal. If you are in Huntsville, you know that Gibson's Barbecue suffered a fire yesterday. Yes, we are aware that Gibson's Barbecue had a fire yesterday, but Gibson's Barbecue tells 97.7 ESPN The Zone a few minutes ago that the vouchers will be good and that Gibson's Barbecue is expected to only be down for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So get there now. Get there, buy your vouchers, and they will be good. Gibson's Barbecue tells us that they will only be down for a couple weeks. So go ahead and buy those vouchers now. So that is good news for one of Huntsville's iconic restaurants, Gibson's Barbecue, along the Parkway. All right, John Cook wins our Rocket City Trash Panda tickets. We need to get a break because when we do, Coach Chris Willis of the UNA Lions will join us next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Good morning. Just got a wreck in Madison, Hughes Road at Mandolin Drive. That one is coming in as an injury type. 31 northbound at Elm in Athens has been cleared up now. Just got a stall in Limestone County. 72 eastbound at Mooresville Road, blocking up one of the traffic lanes there. Do you know who to call when you need a heart doctor? You could write this name down so you have it in the future. Dr. Randall Burns is at Huntsville Heart Specialist, where they have the expertise to care for all matters of the heart. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
The world champs are back. The Braves are out to defend their world championship. And behind Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, and this loaded 2022 roster, a repeat is within reach.
There goes Ozzie, 2-2 on the way, hit well. Deep center field. Might have ourselves a tie ball game. You betcha.
And we'll bring you every huge moment of the Braves 2022 season right here on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Spring has sprung with a hint of summer right around the corner. And with all the travel restrictions easing up, now is the time to consider the Lodge at Guntersville State Park for a quick, relaxing getaway. At the Lodge at Guntersville State Park, all the rooms are routinely disinfected and cleaned to the highest standard. And views across Guntersville Lake are as gorgeous as ever. It's been too long, all cooped up at home. Make plans now to spend a weekend at the Lodge or cabins or campgrounds of Guntersville State Park today. Visit alapark.com for more information.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
Who wants coffee? Anybody wants coffee? Coffee!
Can you get me off the hook? Type C. The tire.
Tom Abraham, weekdays from 10 till noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All lines are open. Feel free to jump in 256-576-4977.
This is Steve Moulton from The Drive. Join us this afternoon from 5 to 7 with Wes Neighbors and me. Now back to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And spring football going on all over the place, all over the country. Don't forget, Auburn has their A-Day tomorrow down on the plains.
Yep.
Alabama has their A-Day next week. You'll hear that one here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Missouri's already had theirs a couple weeks ago. That's in the SEC. If you're looking around here, really close to home, the North Alabama Lions, the UNA Lions, had their spring game
Thursday, March 24th. Yep.
On a weeknight.
Yeah, they did. It was a very unique atmosphere.
On campus.
Yes. I thought it was just I wasn't able to attend, but watching the media coverage, it looked like a great time, a great atmosphere. As you know, Scott, we've gotten to know Josh Looney well, the new athletic director at UNA, and he was behind a lot of this and what they're doing. And it's a very exciting time because UNA is about to join the Atlantic Sun in football. They're about to be eligible for the playoffs, and I know that's music to the ears of our next guest, who's been counting the days. And it's been a while since we've caught up with him, but I wanted to come and kind of have him come on the show and give us an overview now of what happened in the spring and where they stand. But, of course, we always love our visits with Chris Willis, and the head coach of the Lions is now with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Coach, we really appreciate the time. You're Drew and Scott here in Huntsville. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. I'm not just counting days. I'm counting years, too. So I've been doing a lot of counting. I didn't know if it'd ever see light at the end of the tunnel, but it's here.
Yeah. Talk about that. How did the idea of doing a spring game, you played it in the week, you did it early, but you did it on campus. How did that all come to happen?
Well, I mean, I've done spring games late April, early April, March. We've even started spring ball here in early as right after signing day, and that's been under different head coaches. Hud did it one way, Terry Bowden did it another way. Coach Wallace kind of liked getting it in before the spring break hit. Our spring break's the last week of March, and I kind of took that approach. You run into a little bit of weather, considering you don't have an indoor facility, so sometimes you have to pick and choose. But what I do is I give some days off. So we would go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We were going to get in 4 days a week. And I would leave Tuesdays and Thursdays open as, okay, say Monday got rained out, we couldn't get out, we'd go Tuesday, and so we always had some wiggle room in there, and it worked out. I mean, we had 15 practices, and I think one time I had to move practice due to some rain. Other than that, we were outside. So we just like getting it in. It's kind of one of them deals, let's get it all in, and then once you go to spring break, you come back and you can get back in the weight room. That's what we're doing right now. We're in our off-season condition is going pretty strong, and then this gives us the last semester to these guys that go hard in their academics. We've just seen the last 2 times we've done it this way, 2 or 3 times, that our GPAs, our grades, they just seem to soar. And I think it has a lot to do with we're not sitting in the middle of spring ball in the month of April. At this level, guys, we're not like Alabama and Auburn. We don't have a number of personnel running around here helping academically. I mean, we have to wear a number of hats as coaches. I'm academic coordinator one day. Sometimes I might be the equipment guy. So we have to make sure we use our time in the right manner. But going back to the spring game, we were sitting in here, and Dr. Looney came to me and said, hey, well, what's the thoughts about now that we've got a full-length practice field out here? What's the thoughts about let's just do it out here? And I looked at him, and, when you've been here 21 seasons or so like I've been, I'm up for whatever. I mean, I've done it all. I've done it on Thursdays. I've done it on Saturdays. I've seen spring games get rained out. And I said, yeah, sure. The only thing I could see it being a problem is just parking and all. He goes, hey, you know what? That's what we want. We want it packed up in here. Let's get 2,000 people up in here and jam it in. And hey, parking is parking. It's going to be a problem if you're at Briley. It's going to be a parking if you're over here. And we got to talking about all the things that go around the spring game. Cadis Baker, she came and did a halftime show. We had fireworks. We had a food and a beverage tent on another end. We had preview day going for on the far end. The university did, and so when you got out here on this field and you started running the game and you look around, it had that old school feel of go back to the old footage of, I guess you could say, Harvard or, some of those guys that used to play back in the days where they used to sit around in chairs and cars around the field and watch everybody play and then go have cocktails afterwards. It had that feel. I mean, it was easily 15 to 1,800 people right up on the field. I mean, they were sitting right up on the field on us, and we put the whole team on the other side. We had a DJ going the whole time. It was, I will say this, it was a little bit more about what went on around the football game than the actual football game itself, because by that time, we know what we got. We're pretty much done with spring football. It's practice number 15. I just want to walk off the field with no injuries.
Well, Coach, I assume during the spring game you did not have to wear multiple hats and coach and be DJ at the same time.
No, we had a lot of people that behind the scenes that did a lot of things for us. It was a fun night. I mean, offense scored, defense got interceptions. We made a 51-yard kick. I mean, as a coach, you're sitting here going, well, just don't make this a one-sided deal. Let's just make sure we get this as a clean game and everybody comes away from here having a good time. And I think we ran like 50-something plays. And so the Saturday before, we had a big scrimmage where we ran nearly 100 plays. And I had to see Parker Driggers go down with an ankle. And, man, when you see that, it kind of like I almost wanted to say, all right, that's it, guys. Go turn your equipment in. We're going home for the rest of the spring. But you can't do that. You got to push through, and that's part of football. We understand you're going to have some injuries. And we were able to get away this spring with minor – I mean, I'm going to say minor, but fewer or less than most people have.
Well, and Coach, as far as where your team is right now, just give us an overview of, as you said, you know what you got now going into this first year into the Atlantic Sun. This is something you've been working toward with this program to transition to the FCS. Where is the team right now heading into fall camp?
Well, I'll just start on one side of the ball. Offensively, I really we had some coaching changes.
Yeah,
as most people know by now, and what we're doing offensively. I mean, people, nobody's inventing the wheel. I mean, we're going to run a lot of things that you've seen in the past, along with what other teams do. I mean, nobody's inventing anything unless you just go to the triple option. That would be pretty much flipping the whole thing. But we're doing a lot more with the run game, which is something we've always needed to do around here. Now, we haven't had a really strong run game since Jacob Tucker was at quarterback, or if you can go back to Lamonte Thompson at running back.
Yeah.
And what I saw this spring was what they're doing with the run game was strong. Our defense had a hard time stopping it. We ran up and down the field all spring. So I like where we are with the run game. And that starts with the O-line. Coach Carbine's done a good job with the O-line. We've brought in some new guys. And, what's crazy is we're doing a lot of this with about 75, 76 players on the roster right now. As you guys know, especially at our level, there's going to be some turnover. There's the transfer portal. There's guys that we don't want back. There's guys that have graduated, all that. And so your number's a little bit lower in the spring. And we had a big signing class. So we're going to have, in June, we're going to have 100-something guys here. So you can do the math. That many more is going to join the group and create more depth. So I'm excited about where we are offensively, running the ball. Now, I know their question is going to be quarterback. 3 of the 4 are still here on the roster that we had last year, and they're competing. As you guys know, they were all beat up last year. I think everybody had a different crutch on a different leg and cast and this. I mean, we went through it with the guys last year at that position. So they're back, but we're also bringing in a new high school quarterback we signed, and then there's a possibility we're going to sign another one. We've got room, and I've learned over the years being a head coach here, you better have enough of those guys here on campus because things do happen at that position. It's happened twice to me last year and when the first year I took the job, and we were still D2. We went through some quarterbacks. So the receiving room is really strong. A lot of guys, Cortez Hall will be back with TK Kennebrew. Andre Little has rejoined us. So that group is pretty stout. We lost Dexter Boykin to the portal. He's at UAB now.
Yeah.
That's going home for him. And, hey, that's big fish eat little fish. That's the way it works. I mean, it was no hard feelings. I mean, he had a hard time doing it, man. We got a great relationship. But I see and I understand, and he's got a child, so he wanted to be home. So I get that. Run game, I mentioned the running backs, Parker Driggers and Derek Powell, two probably guys you're going to hear a lot of in the future. Tight ends, we're going to be stacked there. Corson Swan was limited, but we had a good group out here there. And I'm going to flip real quick to defense, our D-line. We got numbers up there. We're really solid. A guy named Philip Osai. You need to remember that name. We could not block him all semester. He was a really good player, transferred in here. The secondary is probably the next best, but we got some holes to fill back there. We're still looking for maybe another safety. And then the linebacker is probably the position we need the most right now. I mean, and what I'm saying is we got people we've signed. It's still kind of yet to be determined how that's going to play out. But if there's a focal need right now, and listen, I've got 7. It's kind of like college basketball today. I've heard you guys talking about that, the world of college basketball, and picking up guys in the portal. We got room right now to sign about 5 guys on defense, and we're going to sign 2 or 3 linebackers. So these are all coming from the portal. We've done our high school recruiting. We've done our JUCO recruiting. Here comes some of the transfer guys that we'll pick up between now and June.
Well, Coach, obviously, spring football is great, but fall is real football. That's where it all begins.
Yeah.
It all begins new for you guys, though, too. The ASUN conference, it all kind of settles down a little bit. No more NCAA waiting for your stuff. I mean, you talk about being new and playing real. It doesn't get much more real for you guys this year.
No, and I say this to everybody. When we came back from Christmas and we walked into that team meeting and we addressed that with the team that was here about, guys, I mean, it's for real now. Here we go. It's no more exhibition. You could just sense it. I mean, around the building with the coaches and the players, and I can tell the difference out here. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. You just have to see it. The bounce, the smiling. It's not that we weren't happy in the previous seasons, but in the back of your mind, you always knew, man, these games didn't count, or we couldn't go nowhere with them, and so it just has a different feeling now. You can tell they're excited about the fact that, hey, you can win the conference this year. I mean, we can win the conference, and that's something you haven't been able to say for quite some time, obviously.
Yeah, and I know it's a very exciting one. I know in the past when we've been talking to you, when you were going from the Big South to the ASUN, you just wanted a schedule. You wanted to know where you were going to play, who you were playing. You know that now. It's got to be exciting. But for the listeners, I know you mentioned it briefly earlier in the conversation, but really quickly for us, I know you made coaching changes. You felt like you needed to get some new blood in there. Tell us about the new guys that have joined your staff, Coach.
Well, offensively, we hired a new coordinator, Ryan Held, come from Nebraska. He's been with Scott Frost. They were down at when UCF was doing all that winning. They took that team and flipped it. He was part of all that. And moved to Nebraska with him. He played at Nebraska, so that was a big get, getting a guy like this. He's well experienced. We brought in Caleb Carbine, he was at West Virginia with their staff. He's been at Troy. He is a hometown guy from here. A guy that's kind of on the rise. This is probably one of his first stops before he goes as far as he's going to go. I mean, he's going to be, we'll be lucky to hold on to him for years to go. And I'm naming the guys over there. Coach Ellis, who's coming back as a wide receivers coach, he was just a one-year guy, but this is his second year back. He actually knows Coach Hale, so that kind of works out great. We hired Trey Porter as our running backs coach, come from a mid. I tell you one thing I have noticed over here is we're getting a lot of Midwestern guys. Our AD, our coordinator, and it just happens to be. I don't know. I think they're kind of dropping hints in here in recruiting. It's like recruiting. They'll come in here, and I keep getting these Midwestern guys.
Well, as Midwesterners, we can play too. We're athletic.
Yeah, I know. And everybody in the damn building's a Chiefs fan. I hear about all the Chiefs news, but no, it's fun stuff, man. These are all great guys, man. Dr. Looney's done a great job. He's brought a different energy to the table, man. Here we go, man. It's been fun, and we're excited. If I've been here a long, long time, I've seen every end of it, from D2 to D1, from no conference to this conference. Well, hey, we swap over to this conference, back to here, and it just feels good to finally feel like you got your feet cemented down, and here we go.
So, Coach, when does it all start? When do you come back? When does the practices start in the fall? Obviously, it's a busy time for you because the transfer portal does close. What does it close for you guys, or does the guys have to enroll or be there by May 1st?
Well, if you're going to get in the portal, you got to get in there by. I don't know the date exact, but it's in May. You got to get in there by May. That goes for guys here, other places. So. But the portal, you can come out of the portal. You can recruit off the portal all from here on through the summer if needed. But we're trying to fulfill everything by June 1st. Our guys are here now. They will go into final exams like the first week of May, and then they're pretty much out of here. And this is around the country. You won't have your team around in May. They take out, and then everybody comes back in June the 1st, and you call summer access where you start working them out. And hopefully that's where you use June and July. You get them in shape so when you start fall camp in August, it's strictly getting into football and scheme. So I think we report August the 2nd, I believe is the date. Could be 3rd, give or take, but 2nd or 3rd. But we'll have them here. I mean, listen, these guys come in June the 1st. It's not like it used to be. They're already here with us. So, and we try to ease up on them in the summer. We go hard Monday through Friday. I give them the weekends off. You don't want to burn the guys out because once August hits, here we go.
Yeah, no question. And Coach, I know you've got to be excited about your schedule coming up. I know you guys open on the road in Terre Haute, Indiana at Indiana State.
Yeah, we got a road game. You know, somebody asked me my thoughts on the schedule. And, you know, I thought last year, and this is no knock at the Big South, but I thought non-conference was a little bit harder than the actual conference. And then this year I look at it, I'm not sure it ain't the opposite. I mean, this is some good conference teams who are going to play coming up. But yeah, we open up at Indiana State. We come home to Virginia Wise, which is a Division II school, and then we go to Chattanooga and back home to Tarleton. So, you know, here you go. You got 4 games before the bye week. You know, obviously you want to win them all. But, you know, if you could get 3 of those, you got to get off to a good start, and that's the key. I thought last year when you go in with a team that's not playing for anything, the key to that was you had to win some games on the front end. But our schedule was so brutal starting out, we got ourselves in a hole. We couldn't get a win. And, man, you can just start, you know, you're just trying to piece it together and hold it together. You can see that everybody's a little deflated. And it was week after week we were playing some stronger teams. So hopefully, not that any of these teams are not any good. It's just I'm hoping that out of these 4 games, we can come out of here ahead a little bit going into that break. Because obviously coming out of the break, we got Kennesaw State, and everybody knows how good they are.
Yeah, they really are. They're a really good football team. And Coach, I guess to kind of to wrap it up with you, and we appreciate the time. This is UNA coach Chris Willis. Talk about the future of the A-Sun, though. I believe there's 6 football playing schools right now, but I would think that that's going to expand in the future.
It is, and I think you guys know already about Jacksonville State. I mean, you know they're moving. Conference USA. I guess
that's
what
right.
They call that league now. And so they'll play 1 season in the A-Sun, and their games count towards us winning, you know, and counts in the standings. They just cannot win the league this year. I didn't know that until I went to the meetings about a month ago. So maybe I thought about reaching over there to coach. I asked him at the meeting, okay, so you're going to take it easy on everybody when they come in there since your game don't count. But he didn't go for that. Richard didn't seem to like it when I made that comment. So, but yeah, their games don't count towards. It's kind of like they're kind of like us. When it comes to how they're going to play the games this year as far as in the conference goes. Mm-hmm. You know, and then you look at everybody else. There's some stout teams. Kennesaw and Central Arkansas. I mean, you're talking about traditionally have been just pretty strong. Austin Peay's in the league, EKU, Eastern Kentucky. But you're right. The plan is to get it to 8 is what I was told. And, I mean, I can name some names. I've heard some of it's rumors, so I don't know what's accurate on it, but I know they've reached out to a number of schools trying to get 2 more. Now, these 2 will not join this season. We're going to play with what you got right now. They're hoping to have this going by next football season, get at least to 8.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be tremendous for the A-Sun as they continue to build their conference and transition to a football league as well. Well, Coach, we look forward to it. It looked like a really festive atmosphere on the 24th over at UNA. It sounds like you had a strong spring practice. Things are definitely looking up. I know there's a lot of energy and excitement due to being eligible for postseason play and eligible to win the A-Sun Conference. But we appreciate the time, and we look forward to catching up with you down the road as the season gets underway. But it's always good to talk some Lion football here in Huntsville.
Guys, I appreciate you having me on. I'll do it anytime. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, thanks. UNA head coach Chris Willis with us. Let's get that final break in when we come back here. Tomorrow's headlines today, and there are plenty to get to.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Good morning. Just got a wreck in Madison, Hughes Road at Mandolin Drive. That one is coming in as an injury type. 31 northbound at Elm in Athens has been cleared up now. Just got a stall in Limestone County. 72 eastbound at Mooresville Road, blocking up one of the traffic lanes there. Do you know who to call when you need a heart doctor? You could write this name down so you have it in the future. Dr. Randall Burns is at Huntsville Heart Specialist, where they have the expertise to care for all matters of the heart. Captain Nick in the Jordan Lane, Popeye Skywatch Traffic Center.
If you're an RVer or looking for a strategy to have $1 million lakefront lifestyle on Smith Lake, listen up for this April 9th opportunity. A beautiful private peninsula of Smith Lake has been designated for oversized RV lots. Otherwise, this same property would be home to lakefront mansions. Here are some details. You can own a direct on the lake and dockable RV lot that is wide, private on prime lake frontage for just $99.9. Listen to this. It includes central water, sewer, a pad, dock rights, a clubhouse with swimming pool, showers, washers, and dryers for just $99.9. Just add your RV and boat and live like a millionaire. Now the bad news. We only have 9 parcels. That's it, and they will go fast. Don't hesitate to make the call, or you could miss this rare opportunity. One day only, Saturday, April 9th. Learn more. Take a video tour at 877bigview.com. Then call 877-BIG-VIEW to confirm your early appointment on Saturday, April 9th. Call or click 877bigview.com.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Hi everybody, Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Hey, Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford back again to talk to you about how easy it is to make a custom factory order. Just click WoodyAndersonFord.com, hit the top banner, then start making your selections. It's really simple, and you'll end up with the exact vehicle you want. Not only is there no extra charge to custom order, but at Woody Anderson Ford, we'll take 5% off MSRP on top of any additional factory rebates on the 2022 F-150, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Expedition, and Ranger. Another option for you is a certified pre-owned. We have over 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified are low mileage, gently used with great warranties. They've passed a 175-point inspection by certified technicians and come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. Also, don't forget our service department is offering a free pickup and delivery when it's time for your next Ford service. Woody Anderson Ford, Jordan at Sparkman. Hope to see you soon.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The transfer portal this morning in both college football and college basketball. And we pivot back to the transfer portal when it comes to college basketball. We gave LSU a hard time because they had 11 players go into the transfer portal. Every player, right?
Yep.
They're not alone in the SEC.
Georgia.
9 Georgia players have now jumped into the transfer portal. Jonathan Ned jumped into the portal about 30 minutes ago. Not like he walked across campus, walked into the portal. No. His name is in the portal. 9 Georgia players are now in the portal. 7 of them are scholarship players. I believe now that makes 8 of them scholarship players. And walk-on Jackson Eder all started 22 games. So Mike White coming to Athens. 9 players gone from the Georgia Bulldogs.
Not surprised at all. It's just the way it's going to start being with coaching changes. You're going to see a mass exodus. We have not seen anything from Kobe and Caleb Brown. They as of now they seem to be staying with Dennis Gates. We'll see what happens in the future, but they're still a part of the Missouri program. Kobe was someone that I think would have been coveted by a lot of schools, including Alabama and Auburn, if he had gone into the transfer portal. But it looks as though he may stay. And, of course, he was Missouri's best player, and I'm sure Dennis Gates would like to build around him, just like Xavier would like to build around Colby Jones, who is a Mountain Brook guy, Scott. He was MVP of the NIT, and he announced this week that he was staying at Xavier. But again, speaking of Colby,
Macario Quando from Georgia, 15.2 points a game.
Yeah, he's
going to be coveted. In that transfer portal.
Yeah, and again, of course, Georgia's point guard as well went into the portal a few days ago, and he'll be another one that would be a coveted player. They didn't have a great basketball team. We all know they only won one SEC game over Alabama, but they're going to be talented players. Yeah. We talked about Juwan Gary going into the portal this week for the University of Alabama. He was a role player at Alabama. I really loved the way he played when he played to his strengths, which is rebounding, rim running, and playing with athleticism. I still think he could go somewhere like a UNA or a Tennessee State and be a really, really good player on the mid-major level, because I think he would get more consistent minutes with his skill set. And he's not in Nate Oates' system. It's 4 out, 1 in, and his skills are more for the 1 in, and yet he's 6'7" though. So he would be he's more of a tweener in Nate Oates' system, whereas he would be a really good fit at a UNA or a Tennessee State. And speaking of those of Colby Jones and these guys and Mark Sears, and we thank Mark for joining us this morning. Shout out to Scott Whittle, who helped us hook up that interview. He does an outstanding job, with basketball in this state. He's as sharp a basketball mind as there is, and we appreciate him helping us out.
San Diego men's basketball has a
new
head coach.
Yeah, that was a very interesting one, wasn't it?
Steve Lavin
taking
over as
He won't be doing games with Avery Johnson anymore.
Thank goodness.
And TV.
That may have been the worst broadcasting trio during the whole NCAA tournament.
It certainly wasn't Ian Eagle and Jim Spanarkel, I can tell you that.
I mean,
Jim Nance and Bill Raftery and Grant Hill.
I mean, that was probably the worst trio that CBS put together. And Avery Johnson, Steve Lavin. It was pretty bad. But yeah, Steve Lavin taking over at San Diego. And then NFL news.
Yeah.
The Miami Dolphins
This is interesting.
are working out former Alabama All-American Reuben Foster. There is a connection there.
Yeah. Because he was originally drafted by San Francisco in the first round.
And that is who McDaniel, the head coach, worked with in San Francisco in 2018.
Yeah.
They say his health is fine and he's looking for a comeback. But Reuben Foster working out today with the Miami Dolphins.
And he had a severe knee injury he was with the Redskins, now the Commanders. But where he and it made him miss the last 2 years recovering from that knee. But there's no questioning his talent. He did make some poor decisions off the field, which got him in some hot water with his personal life. But Reuben can play. There's no doubt about it. He was a great player at the University of Alabama. Probably should have been a mid-first-round pick, but for some of his issues off the field, which really, at Alabama, he was able to manage them much better. But again, because he was never really a discipline issue at Alabama, but during the pre-draft process, I think he had some issues which didn't help him, and so I think that's why he slipped down. And he had a couple of injuries at Alabama as well, and including a neck problem, but with stingers. But Reuben Foster is talented. If he's healthy, that would be a great get for Miami to help him work his way back and join one of the better young defenses in the NFL.
All right, Masters going on, the 86th edition of the Masters right now. Soon GM is on the course, and his first hole did not start well today. He bogeys number 1. Yesterday, he birdied number 1. So M now falls back to 4 under. He is now tied with Cameron Smith for the lead. Cameron Smith does not tee off today until 12:30. There is someone making a move up the board right now. Corey Connors is 1 under through 3 holes today on his round, and that makes him 3 under for the tournament. So he is now tied for 3rd, but none of the other leaders will tee off 9:12, 9:23. So a lot of afternoon times for our leaders up on top of the board. Webb Simpson is even on the round through his first hole. He pars number 1, so he stays at 1 under. So that is your updated Masters leaderboard.
Yeah, it is. And we had a great show. We appreciate UNA coach Chris Willis this hour. Mark Sears, what a great interview. We'll have that posted soon. People are already asking about that. And, of course, Plott Performance Engineer Charlie Plott talking Masters. We'll have Masters Radio this weekend and Alabama baseball in Oxford, Mississippi.
All right, guys, we're going to be back at it Monday morning. We'll recap the 86th edition of the Masters. Who's going to win? I don't know. We'll also break down Auburn's A-Day game on Monday. That kicks off on Saturday inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. Stay safe, everybody. Have a good weekend.
If you need a car, McCurry Motors is ready to put you in a quality vehicle, and in-house financing is available. If you have a job, McCurry